Hi everybody, I'm Mad Knight Pash, and this is going to be a run of Tokyo 42, an isometric 3D shooter stealth assassination game. You'll see, it's a lot of fun, good game, and I'm going to be doing a speed run of the any percent run using a couple of glitches that I'll attempt to explain as I'm doing this run. Yeah, it's going to be pretty quick. Hopefully we'll be somewhere in the 40-minute mark. If we're really crazy good and lucky, we can break that 40-minute barrier, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So, the beginning of this game is kind of set in a world where everybody takes these drugs called nanomeds, and it makes you functionally immortal. If you're killed, you come back to life, and they'll explain that. But we've been framed for murder in a way that actually got the person permanently dead, and we need to run, and because, you know, this is how things work, we end up becoming an assassin to figure out, you know, who framed us, and to get revenge. So, here we go. Okay, so the police are coming after us. We got our trench coat on. That's, you know, really the important part of that beginning section here. Now we need to run. And the police are shooting at us, and they can kill us. But if you run over here, they kind of mostly ignore you. So I'm gonna jump off this building. And the guy who warned us, even though our TV was literally showing them closing in on our house, and it showed us on TV, which we didn't see, has come to introduce us to the world of assassins. So you can teleport in this game to pads. This is the only section of the game where you start with pads unlocked. Otherwise, you have to get to them before you can use them. So that makes most of this section really quick. It's basically a tutorial. I've marked it all as one split because they seamlessly kind of flow into each other. Well, some of them do, but they're just so quick that, you know, you can take just a few minutes to get through everything here. My splits are reset because the last time I did a run, I screwed up my split things, and it didn't really make a lot of sense anymore. So, we can go get this pistol. We need to teleport over here. Get this gun, and shoot this guy. Doesn't matter if we kill other people, they're all coming back to life anyway, so really assassination is just kind of an inconvenience. It's just to show people that you kind of are mad at them. So one nice thing about this game is while people talk to you, you can run around. So this lets you kind of, you know, get to places during cutscenes. Here I hold this guy's talking up because at some point he zooms up there where I'm going next, and it makes it kind of hard to get up those stairs. So if I just wait to do it, I can get up the stairs and not really lose any time running against a wall or something, waiting for him to finish talking. This is one of the, you know, few places in the game where I'm going to spend a whole bunch of time running up and down things. Right down there, that's one of the collectibles in the game, kind of. I'm not going to be getting those because there's tons of them, and they're what make me never really want to do a 100% run. There's a lot of things, and also the game kind of bugs out and forgets when you've gotten a certain thing, and so you end up with like a 100% run that appears to be a 99% run, and it's kind of funny. So there, we can save a tiny second of time by just, you know, jumping for the far one instead of the close one. And here, oh, I missed the best jump. You can get the jump to trigger the teleporter up here and then teleport up instead of running, but, you know, I made it anyway, so I didn't lose time. We buy a sniper rifle. Immediately teleport over here. This is where our vantage point is to snipe our target. Stairs slow you down a little, but if you jump up them, you don't get slowed down. So, I'm going to be trying to jump up and down stairs the entire game. Or upstairs. Here, we don't need to wait around for that guy to die as long as we are confident our grenade will get him. We're good. Here's another situation where So here's an annoying one where if you die, you get reset. That just shows what the death is like in this game. It's not super serious. Most of the time, you can respawn in a very short amount of time. So now we need to do a couple. We get him talked to by some gangster lady who will have work for us, but we need a better reputation first, so we need to do a couple side missions. So these are we're required pretty much to do 2 of them. Now here, we can blow that up, throw the grenades at the guy to kill the target, and teleport. If we waited to teleport until after we knew the grenade hit, his people would be upset with us, and they'd lock out the teleporters, so we'd have to run down. So we could save a tiny bit of time doing that. Here, we're supposed to go over here and make those people out. If we just shoot at them, that will do it, and then we're supposed to run down here and let them, these guys over here, handle these samurai punks. So they'll come running at us pretty soon. Those guys will see them. Or they won't. There we go. So now we need to wait for them to die. Then our teleporters unlock again. We can go up here. Finish the mission. Now we can immediately start going to the next mission. We've got enough reputation by completing those 2 missions to be able to do this mission. We have to run through this area here that's guarded by a bunch of people. These are kind of like gang turf areas. For the most part in the game, we're just avoiding going, well, for the entire part of this run, we're just avoiding dealing with them. In the game, you can kill those people instead of having to deal with them. You kill them and then they don't come back once you've cleared out the entire area. But we don't care about that because we can just get through them right quick with glitches and other things. So here I have to kind of crouch while doing this to stop that guy from seeing me. Otherwise, he'll, alert everybody and makes this annoying. Because we have to kill this guy with the sword. That's a requirement of the mission. Otherwise, we could totally just throw a grenade up here and it would be super quick, but unfortunately, you fail the mission if that happens and you have to redo it. So, they want him dead by the sword. Okay, so that's pretty much the tutorial, just once we get into this car that will appear here in a second. Okay, that's tutorial. 7:04 is an okay time. I've probably lost a little bit of time over my personal best just talking and other things. So next one's Crossfire. This is kind of showing off some more things of the game where you can kind of pit rival gangs against each other. So essentially there's going to be, enemies are going to be appearing up here. We can trigger this a little early by throwing some grenades before they've even spawned, and then just shooting a gun. We have to do this talk, but we can set them off from killing each other. We have to kill any remnants, so we can just get up there and start shooting as is. And dodging that grenade, which kind of kills a little bit of time. Oh boy. I keep falling off these stairs. And not hitting this guy for some reason. I don't get it. Okay, why won't you die? There we go. Didn't really want to do stuff there, so that's, but yeah. So that was a little bit slow, but not too bad. I didn't die or anything. So that's Crossfire. The next mission, High Stakes, is one where I'm going to show off the first glitch that I have in this game. We're going to get this teleporter here, and then we're going to just ignore getting the mission for now. And the reason I do this is because as soon as I get that mission, a whole bunch of people will spawn to defend Nakatomi Tower here. Plaza, whatever. And we don't want to deal with that. We really just want to kill the assassination target on this next mission, and we don't want to have to deal with the fact that there's going to be a whole bunch of guards trying to make us have to either fight our way in or sneak our way in. So, we're going to use a bug to essentially get our way around it. And here's where it kind of begins the thing where you don't really have a teleporter to begin with. So we're essentially running to the top of this hotel in order to unlock the teleporter there. And then we're going to use a bug that will let us... So normally when you start a mission here like this, it will lock out any teleporter close to your assassination target or in the area. So, because they don't want you just cheesing your way through. But they didn't do really a good enough job coding that in. So there is a split second after you even accept a mission where if you hit the button to open up the teleport menu, you aren't locked out of teleporters. So what this essentially means is I will be able to, as soon as I unlock it, I will be able to teleport up to there and immediately kill a target before I'm even told who the target is. So we go on the mission, and I failed it, but we can always cancel mission. And I was actually just a little too fast on it, I don't know. It feels like it. And so there we go, I just assassinated the target, did not have to do any sneaking, and I did just about exactly the same amount of running I normally would anyway. Because normally you'd have to sneak through an area or fight your way through, and that's a lot slower. So I just saved some time there. I've never really bothered to figure out how much time, but I know that's faster. Okay, so the next mission is we have to are told to assassinate this guy here, and this is another kind of introductory mission. It introduces us to a thing called rivals. So if you look over on the area that's hidden by my there's this guy standing here, hidden by my thing. I just killed him because he's actually a rival of me, and if I don't kill him, he will... Oh crap, I messed this up, so I might have to redo the mission. Let's see if this grenade gets him. I'm wasting a whole bunch of grenades. And yeah, I'm restarting this mission. So, that was bad, but... Oh, I forgot to hit the high stakes marker. Anyway, so I have to unfortunately listen to this again. But if I throw grenades up here, I can kill the rival before he will shoot at me. And therefore I've killed him and the assassination target. And I don't need to deal with anybody, with him trying to kill me. Otherwise, as soon as I kill that assassination target, he tries to snipe me, and he's, you know, a bad shot if he tries to kill the target, and a very good shot if he tries to kill you. So... we're just skip that by throwing the grenades up there, and, you know, I did a little bit of a bad job, but whatever. So here more people are talking, but while they're doing that, I'm gonna run around here and get some checkpoints. So here's this one. These are locked, unfortunately, so I can't get more, but I can deal with, I can't teleport to a quicker place, but as it is, I can just start running to the next mission start, which unfortunately starts over here, so I'm missing hitting my splits, but whatever, it's close enough. So we accept this, we immediately teleport down here to the next part of the mission, where we have to buy a suit. And this is, the game has these clothes options, which are like stealth options, so here I'm going to use the suit to become, essentially, I look friendly to these all these guys so they don't shoot me. Which is good, because there's a lot of them here. I go up here and meet this lady for a quick chat. She's like, hey, I want to take down these people that I think framed you, yada yada yada. So, we do that. We need to stand on this thing to recharge, to keep our stealth up, and get out of here. And then we can turn that off. And that is, so then we just run over here to finish the mission. So now we need to do a few more side missions. This is to get enough reputation, but these are essentially required missions for the game. So we need to make essentially this group, Nanomed, like us. Oh man. There we go. So I needed to assassinate that guy, and I missed the quick kill snipe for whatever reason, and now you know, these people are essentially just hiring me to take out a few people. This is the case, kind of proving hypocrisy of these people who are protesting nanomed that keeps everybody immortal but are still immortal. So they're a rival spawned. The thing about rivals spawning is we don't really care because we're going to be so fast that they're never really going to catch us. So we won't need to deal with them. Here something's bugged and it's treating my pistol as a sniper for a little bit there. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so we need to clear out these punks who are essentially creating graffiti against Nanomed. We don't really like Nanomed. We think Nanomed, you know, maybe framed us, but we are trying to infiltrate them and get in their good graces, so this is what we gotta do. So then we have one more mission to do here. I don't know if that actually saves any time teleporting there. And we need to climb up this building and do some sniping. It's really easy sniping though, so it's not a big deal. We do some harder sniping later. Thanks to a bug. So these 3 targets spawn. Gotta kill them. And then, so that's them. That's nice and easy. And we're done there. And now we can finally get this next mission here, which is to meet with these people in our former plan and conspiracy, whatever. Okay, so that's done. That's that split, and we move on. So the next mission is over there, but we're gonna do a little shopping first. And this is because we need some items for the next glitch in the game. We need the shield, and we need the best item in the game that makes this run possible, the banana. Then we need to buy a little bit of rifle ammo, and as many grenades as we can afford. So we're gonna spend all our money that we've accumulated assassinating people and such. And hopefully that will be enough. We'll do one more shop. So we equip the shield and the banana, which essentially takes the place of our grenade. We take out the shield, and then we jump off this cliff here. And we use bananas, and they, for whatever reason, give us a little bit of upward momentum. So as long as we have bananas and are throwing bananas, we can fly. There's a few tricks with this. If you aim the higher portion of the throw, it tends to propel you a little higher, and also if you're aiming at higher targets, you go higher. One thing to know is that the bad guys see bananas as grenades, so if you throw a banana at a bad guy, they will think you're attacking them and notice you and try to kill you. So, you know, that can aggro people, and we really don't want to aggro people most of the time if we can help it. So here we need to assassinate these 2 guys here. Normally you have to sneak through this huge level. We're going to use the bananas though to just fly up to the place where they are. Okay, I'm getting stuck a little bit on the terrain, and skip bothering to run through all that over there. So we need to assassinate these 2 people. It's really easiest if you can get them with the sword, because then they don't get aggroed. They don't care that they see a dead body. That doesn't, you know, tip them off that somebody just assassinated them. So we've done that. That's the mission pretty much once we get to the end. And nobody really noticed, and we didn't have to go through all that, which can be a gigantic pain. And if you aggro anybody there, everybody starts running and shooting at you, and they can get to you pretty quick because they can use teleporters that we can't. And that will essentially make the mission really difficult and makes it very likely that we get killed while trying to leave. So here we're gonna just ignore them talking for a little bit because we're at a place where we can fly, and I need to focus on doing that instead of clicking on this button, but it doesn't really matter too much. So now we're skirting through another one of these gang territories. You can avoid them all just by doing that little bit of flight, because they guard the stairs up to that area, and then just running around. If we get noticed right there, it's not too big of a deal, because as soon as we accept this mission, they stop being aggroed on us. So here we've got we're getting another assassination job. Marie is the lady who essentially runs Nanomed, and we are infiltrating. So normally we're supposed to go to that area down there and hop on a flying car and go over there, but we can use bananas to fly up to this building, which has a bridge here. Saves us from having to wait around there, and also makes it so it's makes it so we don't have to worry about us throwing the bananas aggroing all the enemies here. which was a legitimate concern before I, realized I was being dumb. So we can run up. People have very bad peripheral vision in this game, so we can run up basically right beside them if they're standing still and assassinate and kill them with the sword. And then we basically just run around here. Doesn't really matter too much if some of these guys notice, because we're just going to jump off the building, because we can fly. And we'll fly over to here and finish up the mission. Oh, I forgot to hit the Twin Punks one, so we'll hit that one. The next one is going to be way over here, and we're going to do our last shop of the game, hopefully, unless things go really wrong. Oh, and I just froze the game. So if you hit finish mission too quickly, you freeze the game, and so I'm going to lose like 30 seconds or so here by basically having to reload. That's an annoying bug that, happens sometimes, but, what can you do? Yeah. So this is, as I said, the first time I'm using these new splits again, so I'm kind of messing up a little, but we'll see. So luckily I don't lose any time, I just lose where I was placed, and I have to put my trench coat back on. And for some reason my bananas switched back to grenades. But we're going to fly up here. And my cat's going to meow at us a bunch, so hi Charles. So we're going to shop. Right now we're just using this to buy a much better machine gun, because that'll make some of the later missions a little easier than just using our base standard one, and it's essentially on our way, so I view it kind of as a easy choice to make some missions a lot easier, because despite us being able to fly around, there are missions that require us to just stand and fight in this game. So we're gonna need some good guns to do it, and that's why I bought machine gun ammo earlier. Yeah, rifle ammo, whatever. So this next mission requires us to essentially assassinate a dude on top of a mountain. And this is going to be really easy. Normally it's another long place we need to run it through. However, once again, we have the power of flight, so we're just going to rocket ourselves up into the air. And this is where I mention, if you aim at higher things, you go higher. So here I, get a lot more lift off than I was getting on other things. So here's the target there. I'm just going to give myself a good push up in the air, take out my sniper, and kill him, and dodge his bullet back. Which, quite frankly, I'm surprised. I thought he was going to get me. And so there we assassinated the target without running through his level by just rocketing in the air and shooting him. And we're going to do that one other time in the game. Yeah. And that's that mission. Going up here, this is the first mission where we're kind of required to fight quite a bit. We're going to try to be sneaky, but I tend to blow that, because I haven't practiced that one enough. I had been just going through this running and gunning, which is pretty dangerous. So here I get that teleporter up here because I'm going to do the teleporter glitch again, to just skip running up some stairs that takes quite a while. We're going to take out our sword and just kill a few of these people on the way. And we're going to essentially... We're going to get this checkpoint here, because that makes it so if we die, we start back. Oh, there we go, I died, and I blew it, but I start back here instead of all the way down at the beginning of the level, which, saves me from having to run back up here. So, using the sword, I'm able to pick these people off without them noticing and killing me, or shooting at me. I believe I did a test, and it was faster if I pull it off well than my running and gunning method. I don't really notice if I jump over them. The issue is, catching them all without them spotting me. But they're kind of dumb. Oh boy. This is tense. But the fact of the matter is, if I actually come out running and gunning, there are a lot of snipers here who are pretty good and a lot of random bullets flying, and it's highly likely I die in the first little bit of time of the mission a few times until I get established and I'm able to, you know, work my way through. I need to wait for this guy to turn around, because he'll do that. As I said before, people have really bad peripheral vision, so you can just kind of sneak up beside him. So this mission's called Wingman, and you'll see why in a minute. There's another assassin in this game named Wing, and he's in a... So that's Wingman. Here's Wing. He comes out here. He's kind of a crazy psychopath who just likes killing people. And, yeah, he just shoots down a whole bunch of people and makes a point. I think this is a protest or something about nanomeds. So, that's the mission. Wingman. So the next one, called Cutting Corners, is really aptly named because I'm just going to cut the most massive of corner around it. I don't go through her text quite right away there, because once I finish the mission, all the bad guys in that gang territory respawn, and there's a chance they spot me and shoot me. So, but if I just hold off on finishing up the talking, none of them will be spawned yet, and I can just run through free and clear without any risk of being killed. Okay, so this next mission, Cutting Corners, is all about running through this gigantic maze there, up here, and getting to the end. And, you know, as you probably become aware, we have bananas, we can fly. We're just going to rocket up to the top, the roof of the building, and run there. Ignoring, there's all these enemies that spawn and run after you there, there's guards walking around, there's snipers on the roof. It really is, it can be kind of a drag, and at the very least, if you're really good at it, it just takes you a long time to run through it. But we cut the most massive corner on Cutting Corners, and finish the mission in no time flat, and that's Cutting Corners. So the next one here is, I mentioned another, we're going to do more sniping. We need to take out this foreman here. I used to try to, oh my god, I got stuck on that thing there. I used to try to fly into this area and get closer and kill him, and I just kept having trouble where you essentially are aggroing a bunch of guys, and I kept getting, you know, having random people kill me. So we're going to do what we did on that other mission, and fly up way in the air to where we can see this guy and snipe him. And we got him, which is great, because it's always annoying when you miss. And we just use bananas to get back up here. You get caught on the ledges sometimes. I did aggro people, but the shield, what its purpose is it can reflect bullets. So if we just kind of, you know, leave our shield in between them, there's not too much we really have to worry about from these guys, and they're not great shots anyway. So that was that mission. Oh, I need to not hit that yet, because I have to wait until this mission actually ends before teleporters unlock. So the next one, Sacred Art, is essentially one of the best missions to lose a lot of time on. So this is the first mission where you kind of run into waves of enemies. So once you assassinate this target, it turns out Nanomed's known we're betraying them all along and just infiltrating them, and they've set up this ambush for us. So we take out these targets. Here's another little banana trick. We just use bananas to jump over this fence. Doesn't matter that we aggro these people. None of them are really gonna... Oh, that matters. Okay. Well, normally it doesn't matter. Normally they aren't good enough to hit me, but whatever. You saw that wasn't the case here. So here I'm actually running into a little trouble because I pissed off the people a little bit earlier than I meant to. I need to jump over this fence with the bananas. You can jump on that wall there, and that makes that part doable, but there's a later part here that you can't do without bananas. I'm trying to kill him with the shield, because this guy's way too close for comfort. Oh god dang it. So, here's an example of how you can lose time on this mission. This isn't normally how I lose time, but, you know, sometimes that happens. so this time nobody is following us so closely, which means that we shouldn't have a problem using bananas to fly up on here. None of these enemies over here aggroed, so that's fine. It doesn't matter that I aggro people right by the gate. We're gonna run not through the close door because there's a guard that tends to be walking straight towards that, and he'll see us and aggro everybody, and that makes this really hard. So I just come in and kill this guy, and that's the first part of the mission. Now we find out they know we've been betraying them all along. So, and we have to kill a few waves of enemies. Here's where that good machine gun comes into handy, because this makes it a lot easier to just mow through waves of enemies. It travels faster, it's a good rate of fire. The bullets are faster. It's basically the main thing. So we have to kill a few waves of enemies here. The thing that's important on this mission is essentially it doesn't matter if you complete a wave. It doesn't matter if you die necessarily. You save what wave you're on this mission. There's a later mission that's not the case, where you start over at the beginning every single time, and that one can be that's the final mission of the game. And it can be the other really huge time kill on this one. But, yeah. So snipers are really a problem because they can hit you like that. So here's essentially what happens with this mission, how you can, Sacred Art can, you know, make or break runs. So my best time is 42 minutes and 4 seconds so far, and I had a essentially perfect, almost perfect Sacred Art here. Okay, so now there's one more wave of dudes, and then we have to fight the final wave. And this wave has some guys with rocket launchers, which are really a problem, is they, you know, can blow you up. But we've done pretty good here. So normally on that mission, when instead of jumping over the fence, I was supposed to go through that area there. This maze here, and that maze is just full of enemies and sneaking and all sorts of stuff, and it can just be really tough. But luckily we ignored that. Okay, so we've made it through the first 3 waves, and we're on the last wave, and the last wave is a tank. So luckily the game gives us a rocket launcher here. Not that that solves all of our issues, because it's still a tank, but we can have these teleporters here, which are kind of annoying to get into sometimes, but they allow us to avoid this tank to some extent and kill him, and that was a really good tank, at least, and that's Sacred Art. And now we're on Protocol 42. So Protocol 42 is essentially this mission where you'll see there's a cutscene here, and unfortunately the cutscene does a bit of a number on my ability to cheese this level. So, essentially, unfortunately, having a cutscene stops me from doing the teleporter glitch, and this mission locks out all the teleporters and requires me to run a really long way. Luckily, flying, I can still cut out a huge portion of the mission, but, nor otherwise, if it weren't for locking me out of the teleporter glitch, I could just teleport to the end immediately. So that's too bad. So essentially right now, they announced they did this thing, and we believe that Nanomed is using mind control to cause basically everybody in the world to try to kill us. And essentially there's a whole bunch of ambushes, and every little random civilian we run into will start chasing us and trying to punch us. It can make for quite the chaotic level, but we can fly around pretty much 90% of it, and it's just, well, we can fly around it all. So here's like an ambush, and but we can fly around and land on these buildings and just None of them are facing backwards because they don't expect you to be behind them. And we just flown around it all and we can get to here. Otherwise we could have teleported here if it went locked out and immediately finished the mission. Okay, now for whatever reason us getting here has removed the locks on those, and we're on to the next mission. This is the Saboteur mission. Essentially we are blowing up the Nanomed factory. Now just like the engineer assassination... So sometimes if you get when you're doing your banana thing, it rockets you down instead. That can be a little deadly. There I did it again. And you can die if you get too low. Like the engineer mission, it takes place, assassinate the dude mission in the factory, it takes place in this factory area. We need to place some bombs on these pipes. We could run through the things and try to get to these, but luckily we can fly, so we can kind of avoid a little bit here. The next part, bananas really don't help us, so we could have done the exact same thing without them. Just need to avoid being seen by this guy. No, whatever, it doesn't matter. He won't stop me. Doesn't matter if people are shooting at me. Oh, it does. That sucks. So, we get to try that again. One nice thing about the game that is that when you essentially when you die and have to redo a mission, you don't any item ammo you consumed doesn't stay consumed. So I essentially get all my bananas back. I get all my rifle ammo back that I used on the mission. Also, apparently, it saved me placing that bomb, which is a little weird because normally, it's only checkpoints you get after doing something that should matter. So I didn't know that that was a thing. So here we can get this time to make sure it's not an issue. So we jump over here, land on this pipe. Don't even need bananas to do that. It's a pretty safe jump. And then we follow this pipe to the next bomb target. These guys will see me. And then the last one is right over here, so we can just fly up to this. Luckily, there's not really any bad guys by here, so they don't really notice these bananas flying around. And then that's all the bombs. So now we need to just make our escape. So originally, this is the area where that engineer we need to assassinate was before. Previously, I'd fly over here and then use this method to escape. The issue was that if there's enough people shooting at you, this method isn't... I'd either get killed while trying to assassinate the guy, or they'd shoot me while I was trying to fly out of here. But when no one's actually angry at me, that's not a problem. We can fly over here. This is a teleporter that rockets us up over here. That's always there. And it's enough to get me there. And I can just run to finish the mission. Okay, so we get this cutscene showing the factory blowing up. Essentially now, Nanomed's pretty angry at us. And essentially we get this message from Marie that, hey, Wing is the guy who framed you, that psychopath from earlier. You should go meet him on this church roof. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to have to fight Wing. I'm going to use a teleporter glitch to immediately teleport away from him, because Wing is a crazy, crazy dude who teleports a lot, or not teleports, jumps a lot, and is really hard to hit, and is just annoying to deal with. Luckily, if you just get far away from him, he stops really doing that as much. He throws a lot of grenades still, but you can hide behind this building. And essentially you can... Oh man, so this is one where sometimes the camera fights you. I don't know why it's doing that. So we can switch to a sniper to try to make it a little bit further. It's not wanting me to see him right now, I guess. There we go. There we go. So it locked it off, and I can just lob grenades at him. I need to hit him a few times because, you know, there's nanomeds. He's immortal. So I jump off this building sometimes here because it's a lot safer down here if he throws a whole bunch of grenades. And he sometimes will throw like a stream of them, and you kind of gotta wait till he's done throwing them before you go after him again, because he'll be running around doing it. Occasionally you can get him to bounce a grenade at himself, which is kind of funny. So you can see now how he's kind of doing his jumping thing. And he doesn't really try to avoid grenades, which is nice. So he's throwing a whole bunch of grenades again. Just gotta kind of wait for him. So we need to hit him, I believe, 4 times. Oh, and I just defeated him, so that's Wing. Now we're in a flashback. Essentially, we're playing as Wing on the mission he framed us, I believe. We're gonna get our bananas back out again, though. Oh, thanks, I didn't equip them. So, normally you sneak around in here, but we can just fly over it, get this cat skin. Because cats are great. Who wouldn't want it? We need to assassinate this target. Run in here. It's really important that we don't aggro people, because that can make this really bad. We give an evil speech, place a bomb. Nobody seems to run out of here after that, because, you know, I guess people are dumb. We go this way, we kill that guy, because otherwise he'll see us leaving. And he's just on the way anyway. And that's... Oops, I forgot to hit my wing split, so there's that mission. And now we're on to the final mission of the game. I'm running a little slow, but not too bad. It's just really going to come down to this last mission. I'm not going to break my record, but yeah. So, mission's done. We can head to the final mission. So, essentially this is Showdown with Marie, and this is going to be a real-time killer, as you have essentially, I want to say there's 5 waves you need to fight through, and then you need to fight Marie, which is super easy. That last part. And you need to not die the entire time. So, first couple waves are easy. It's really the third one that for some reason gives me a lot of trouble. And if I make it through that, I'm pretty good. But the third one always seems to get me. So, pretty efficient on these ones. Okay, so now the issue is that these turrets start appearing. I can try to fast kill them by throwing a bunch of grenades. And then the issue is here that it ends up with crossfire, and I did a pretty good job there at getting the grenades to pick off the. I got the fast kill on the turret, and got the crossfire guys dead before they, you know, pinned me. So here is another, essentially the exact same thing happening. That cloud I can't kill, and it will kill me if it catches me. Oh, I'm really lucky that didn't get me. This is a really good run. So, one more turret appears. There's a bunch of samurai, another cloud, and a little mini-tank. And the cloud can kill me, but I need to kill the mini-tank. And it's not too big of a deal, and you can kind of just run around the thing, and as long as you're running away in a slight angle, you're pretty much fine. Okay, so we killed that, now we just need to kill Marie, and then it's time. Luckily, Marie starts exactly here, and you just kill her immediately. And that's time, 43:43. That's about a minute and 41 seconds slower than my best, but that's really not bad at all, considering my best time, other than that 42, was a 46. So that is Tokyo 42, any percent speedrun using the banana flight glitch and the teleporter glitch. I'm sure there's some optimization that could still be done. I'm trying to cut corners here anywhere I can. I've calculated out, so I believe you can get, at the very best, if everything goes perfect, maybe around a sub 38 minutes. Right now I'm just aiming for sub 40, as I figure that's going to be pretty dang solid if I can get there. But yeah, thank you. And I'm Mad Knight Pash, and yeah, that's Tokyo 42.